On this episode, we share the top 10 reasons to take a Walt Disney World vacation in 2024. Today is November 10th, 2023, and this is episode 616 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. If you are planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World, you did not get those advanced dining reservations that you so desperately were hoping for. Don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service. Are you ready for the episode, Miss Giggles?
Yeah. Excuse me. Yes, of course.
We just took 3 or 4 minutes to get this one started because Rhonda came down with a case of the laughies. Maybe stay to the very end of the episode and we'll just play it back, so you can hear it. You can hear it all. But are you ready to talk about the reasons you should visit Walt Disney World in 2024?
Yes.
All right. Well, where can you, if you listen to this list and then you decide that you would like to go, who should you contact?
Well, Jeremy, you should contact mainstmagictravel.com.
Yes.
And talk to Chuck or Amy, and they will help you get a free quote to you. Free, all free. And yeah, they'll help plan a trip. They'll book a stay for you, a resort, anything. And it doesn't even have to be Disney.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you decide that Disney isn't for you in 2024, and after this list, I don't know how you possibly would, they can go ahead and book travel anywhere throughout the world, cruises, other destinations, all that type of stuff.
Disney cruises.
Yes, so go ahead and reach out to them. But we are going to start our top 10 list, and we are counting down from 10 to number 1. And the first is, there is nothing like spending the holidays, several of them, at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
What are maybe some of our favorite holidays to spend there, and why? I guess. I mean, we've spent every major holiday there except for Halloween Day.
Yes.
You know, and this doesn't have to be the day for some of these. This is a season.
Correct.
You know, especially when it comes to a few of these. But what are some of the best to plan maybe some travel around?
My favorite is Mother's Day. I don't know if that's considered a holiday.
Of course it is.
But it is, just because it does seem to be a little less traffic sometimes. My other favorite is, of course, Halloween, spooky season, I'll call it, and the Christmas season. Those are my ultimate 2 favorites.
Yeah.
After, and Mother's Day is fun, but there's not decorations and stuff. But you know, then you have New Year's Eve if you want to stay for all that. And then 4th of July is always fun. Earth Day, which is super cool, around Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, you want to plan Animal Kingdom on Earth Day. They're always doing something special there.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, of course, Easter too is egg hunts and fun things. Super fun.
Yeah.
Just, you know, almost any of them actually. But those are my favorites.
Yeah, well, outside of Mother's Day, all these other ones that Ron is mentioning have something special going on around them.
Yes.
Right. So, for example, Easter, it's going to be during Flower and Garden. You're going to have Easter specific activities at all the resorts. Yes, I understand that a lot of these are going to be busier times.
Yes,
but
they're
they're also some of the best travel times based on school, being able to take off of work,
That's true.
Things like that. But Easter, they're going to do things all around the resorts. You're going to be able to meet the Easter Bunny at Magic Kingdom, Mr. and Mrs. Easter Bunny at Magic Kingdom. They do the special egg hunts within Flower and Garden that are only during a short period of time. As we mentioned, Earth Day is really cool. If you go down that time and spend Earth Day at Animal Kingdom, there's going to be special treats, and there's going to usually be some sort of special going-ons and happenings there, because it's also the anniversary of
I just started to say
Animal
that's the
Kingdom
anniversary, and so usually there's all kinds of like.
It's also our anniversary.
It is. If you love Animal Kingdom, there's always new merch out for sure, depending on what year it is.
Yeah. Yeah, now we
So-
just celebrated a milestone, so there won't be anything big time for 2024, but they'll still do a few things for Earth Day. 4th of July, you get not only on July 3rd, but July 4th, the 360-degree fireworks at Magic Kingdom. And there again, that's one where there's a lot of activities going on at the resorts. Same with New Year's Eve. And then, of course, the entire now those are more like be there on that holiday.
Mhm.
But for Halloween, Christmas, it's that entire mid-August through the end of October for Halloween.
Mhm.
And then basically November 1st all the way through New Year's and a little bit after for Christmas, that you can enjoy that entire holiday season. Although it is very cool to be there on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was
I know it's
last
not
year.
as easy to do for everyone. Something that is almost year-round now is the festivals
Yes,
that
all
we have
at
over at Epcot.
Yep.
Coming up next is Festival of the Arts, which will run from January 12th to February 19th in 2024.
Which is short.
Very short.
Very short.
Very, very short festival. But it is one of our favorites. It is so different from all the others. It just feels so unique, and I feel so exclusive because it is so short.
Mm-hmm.
What other festivals do we have? And now, while we don't have 2024 dates, we can go ahead and mention what the 2023 dates are, because they're going to fall within this range, so you have an idea of when you're planning.
Yes, absolutely. Flower and Garden, and it ran this year from March 1st to July 5th of 2023. So hopefully around that same range, you can, maybe if you're looking mid-March would be fine. Stuff like that. June, great time. Food and wine. That actually started as early this year as July 27th and running still to November 18th. And then Festival of the Holidays, which will start this year, November 24th to December 30th. I always look forward to that. I'm excited for the merch. Last year it was amazing.
Yeah. And the only one that you can get pretty close on the other dates. They'll waver a little bit, but you can pretty much guarantee Festival of the Holidays is going to start whatever the day after Thanksgiving is, and it's going to end on December 30th. So you can pretty much put that in the books for 2024
Nice.
if you want to do Festival of the Holidays. So going on again in 2024, there is going to be some extension from things that were offered in 2023. We didn't know if they were going to occur again. One of those is early theme park entry for Disney Resort Hotel guests. That is going to continue through 2024. That gives you 30 minutes early. I know it's not the full extra hour we used to get before COVID, but 30 minutes is still a pretty good head start. Especially when you're looking at Magic Kingdom and hitting Seven Dwarfs. You're going over to Epcot and you're trying to get on Remy. You're going to Animal Kingdom for Flight of Passage, or you're going to Hollywood Studios for Rise of Resistance. That 30 minutes can make a big difference. Yeah, if it's working properly. So that can make a really big difference there. Of course, being a resort guest also gives you an advantage to booking at 7 a.m. for your lightning lanes. So as we, talk about some resort specific benefits, that's one of them. Also, there should still be extended evening hours for deluxe resort guests.
Nice.
Now, these are specific parks on specific dates that they will announce ahead of time, but it will give you 2 extra hours in the park after closing. So
how do they do that?
The same as they do anything.
Oh.
They check your resort reservation.
Nice.
So same way they're going to be able to close off, if it was at Magic Kingdom, they're going to close off at the hub, the spokes going into each of the lands, and at a certain period, they're going to start checking your Magic Band for a resort reservation. But one great benefit to this is not only do you get those 2 extra hours, but in the case of Tron at Magic Kingdom and Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, you get an additional 6 p.m. try for a virtual queue.
That's awesome.
So there are opportunities as a deluxe guest on a specific date with extended hours. You could ride Cosmic Rewind 3 times. You secure a virtual queue during the day, whether it's 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. You buy a lightning lane, and then you secure a 6 p.m.
Nice.
Same thing with Tron.
Nice.
So those are some great benefits that are extending out. And, we can do a whole other episode again because it's been a while on benefits of staying on property and off. There are still some on-property benefits such as this that you just kind of want to be aware of.
Well, and I like that there actually is for the deluxe resorts because...
Yeah. One of the things that Disney has never done is, until now with this type of thing, outside of the actual resort and amenities, which is obvious that
Mhm.
you're paying more for a deluxe based on location, amenities, theming over something like a value.
Right.
But other than that, it was a really even playing field.
Correct.
You know, there weren't additional advantages as far as getting into the park early, staying late, anything like that. Much how they, same with APs. APs is a level playing field outside of the dates you can go.
Right.
So maybe that's something that changes one day.
That would be cool.
I mean, imagine if there was a way to open up these extended hours to IncrediPass.
Yeah.
Local annual pass holders or something like that. That is a whole other conversation.
Yeah, it is.
Epcot will be, and I will put in air quotes, complete
What?
for
In 2024?
2024.
And we are on number 7 already.
Yes, we are. World Celebration. Walls should be down, we hope, here by the end of the year. And
Really?
all down by 2024 in time for Festival of the Arts.
All right.
That includes Communicore Hall. That includes Communicore Plaza. Of course, Dreamers Point with the new statue of Walt. And
Wow.
we will be able to walk just straight through behind Spaceship Earth again.
Oh, my goodness.
We already got
That'll be
Journey of
amazing.
Water, inspired by Moana.
Which is super cool.
Yeah, it was first step. Now we're going to get the rest of Epcot, and it's going to hopefully feel complete again because it has been a very, very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times people will hold off trips due to construction, due to
Correct.
waiting for a ride or something to open. Now's the time if you've been waiting to go to Epcot.
Yeah.
So you really want to check it out.
That's awesome.
All right, let's move on to number 6. Now, this doesn't apply to pass holders and cast members necessarily. We'll talk about that in a minute. But Rhonda, what do people with date-based tickets no longer need for the first time since reopening in July of 2020? So we're talking 3.5 years.
You do not need a park reservation.
You do not.
And I hear everybody going, oh my gosh, what? Yay.
Yeah. So for those of you that are buying those tickets, a 5-day ticket, a 7, whatever it is, you don't have to worry about reservations or any of that.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Now, us as annual pass holders, cast members, we still have to make park reservations.
Mm-hmm.
But we, for example, as IncrediPass, we can only hold 5 at a time outside. And this is where just get out your pen and paper and start drawing like a tree. It always makes me think of that scene of Charlie Day and the whiteboard from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's like the perfect meme for something like this. But you will still need your park reservations. You can get up to 5 as an IncrediPass holder, for example, and it's based on the tier of how many you get outside of having a resort reservation. So that still stands the way that it is. If we have for Festival of the Arts, let's just say we have 2 nights booked at All-Star Movies, we get a park reservation for each of those days. That does not go against our 5 as a IncrediPass holder. We can still make those 5. Those often can fill up as well. If you're staying off property, if you're local and you just want to pop in, those can fill up ahead of time. They are going to continue the good to go days, which means that on certain select days, you will not need basically that park reservation. You can just show up as an annual pass holder or cast member, and it appears that they're going to be pretty plentiful.
Nice.
All of that being said, very confusing.
Yes, it
So
does.
that's what we've got for you there.
Okay.
But it is very exciting for the people with date-based tickets because
Absolutely.
we have seen so many times in the past 3.5 years, and Disney warns you, you go online, and this is another reason, again, to use a travel agent.
Yes.
Because it's not gonna happen to you. If you have the right travel agent, which we do, they're not going to let you buy a ticket here in the past 3.5 years without making sure that you get a park reservation.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about it. But there were plenty of times that people did not know. Even though Disney, if you were buying it online yourself, warned you multiple times. Check availability before you buy the ticket. All right, you bought the ticket, go ahead and make that reservation.
Right.
You don't have to worry about it. That's going to be so much better.
Yes.
Now, this one, depending on who you are,
Yes.
could be number 1 on your list, or it could be number 10 on your list, or it could not even make your list.
Yep.
That's why we have it dead middle in the number 5. And what is that?
Disney Dining Plan is back.
Yes.
And if you go to episode 574, we talk about it all being back and basically if it's kind of worth it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can go listen to that. I'm excited because I want to do it again for us, I think.
Yeah, we want to try it.
One or 2 nights.
Yeah, you can't do 1 or 2 nights. I think it's a minimum of 3.
Well, that's what I meant. The minimum.
Yeah. It's, and we really broke it down that whole episode because for some people, it is absolutely a great, great deal. And for others, you will just lose money. There are also people that they're okay if they lose a bit of money because of the simplicity.
Correct.
They don't have to worry about budgeting once they're there. It feels all inclusive.
It does. And I was just going to say, it almost feels free.
Right.
And that's what I would like to do.
Just like a credit card.
No. But yeah, I mean, it is neat because, when you book through the travel agent and you book your package, you do pay it off as almost like being on a cruise, kind of. So I think that's really cool. I remember when we did it, and it was really neat and weird because we'd sit down and we're like, oh, we don't have to pay anything.
Yeah. It's a great peace of mind.
It is. It really is. But we did have to pay gratuity, correct?
Yes, you still pay. You still pay tax. I'm sorry, you still pay tip.
Yes, that's what I mean.
So you have to make sure that you still pay tip on top of that.
Again, just like a cruise, you tip at the end or whatever. Yeah. I mean, this is just like it. So it was just weird, like sitting down and going, okay, now I'm just about to pull out $40 or something for this whole meal.
I know.
As opposed to $240.
I mean, I totally get the prepaid thing. Now
100%.
For us, the way that we tend to dine, it would never work. When we go one time and we decide we're going to try the dining plan so we can try it and see what it's, and report on it, whatever, we will have to be very specific about the way we dine. Otherwise, we would lose a ton of money. Yeah. But again, for a lot of people, it works. I mean, it's almost like a reverse credit card in a sense. It's same thing in a sense. If you were to budget ahead of time, but you don't have to worry to the dollar of saying, a year leading up, I'm going to buy a gift card to Disney every month, and by the time we go, we have $3,000 on Disney gift cards. You still have to budget your meals to make sure you don't go over that.
Yep.
Whereas here, you don't.
Right.
That app is included, or that entree is included, or that dessert, that non-alcoholic beverage, in this case, an alcoholic beverage for over 21. So you don't have to nitpick. Yeah, you don't have to nitpick the prices as much.
Correct.
So it can be very well worth it. But it is a huge thing for 2024 because there are so many folks that have been asking about this.
Yes.
Because they do utilize it and they use it to its best advantage. Yeah. So for those folks, congratulations, Disney Dining Plan is back. What else is back, or should I say gone, or I don't even know how we explain this one.
Well, if everybody knows about park hopping, and park hopping, you could only park hop after 2 p.m., the park hopping time limit is a thing of the past.
Yeah.
It is flown out the window.
Gone.
Goodbye. Which
Bye,
is
Felicia.
Fantastic. Which is so funny because, we can make a reservation to, let's say, Magic Kingdom. And I'm like, well, I really want to go to Epcot. And there wasn't any. Well, we're just going to sneak into Magic Kingdom, scan in. Well, let's go ahead and ride Tron while we're there.
Right.
Then we're going to hop the monorail. Within an hour of being there, we're going to head on over to Epcot. And you can.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that again.
So
it's amazing.
I'm excited for our Main Street 16 challenge.
It just changed the entire game.
It sure did.
We will be adjusting, and that information will be coming soon.
I just started to say, we got to get on that.
But
we're in the holidays.
Yeah, we personally never had a problem with park reservations because we never found a time that one was not available.
Correct.
Now, in some instances, I loved park reservations. I would prefer to have a park reservation on a major holiday.
Yes.
Knowing I'm guaranteed to get in instead of having to show up crazy early, or maybe they end up on phased closures or something like that.
Yes.
Park hopping, we have not enjoyed.
Correct.
Now, I will say, as those APs, cast members, if you have a park reservation for that day, you will still need to scan into that park. So if we do make that park reservation for Magic Kingdom, and we wake up that morning and we just want to go straight to Epcot, we cannot. We would have to scan it at Magic Kingdom. Then we could immediately hop to Epcot.
Right.
Or try and modify
I just
our
heard
reservation
this-
to
okay.
Epcot and go straight there.
Okay.
So just something to note so that you don't just think, and you can't just wake up and say, I want to go to whatever park I want, technically.
Right.
You still have to have that first initial
Right.
reservation,
But
then you can hop out.
That would be the thing. Like we'd be, let's say, a few months ago, we went to Magic Kingdom literally just to ride Tron,
Mhm.
and we wanted to go over to Epcot to do some more food and wine. And, it really sucked because we can't until
Right.
2 p.m. And then we're like, okay, well, we're done
Yeah.
now. Now what do we do? I mean, that was just like Main Street 16
I know.
last year.
Everybody was done with Hollywood
Everybody was
Studios
done.
within the first hour. For the most part, we had some folks that went to Animal Kingdom and all, but
Yeah.
you're done within the first hour, and then we were sitting around for 3 hours before we could do anything. That's why this year is truly going to be a race, because the past 2 years that we've done Main Street 16, the first park didn't really matter.
Correct.
You had 5 hours, 5 hours pretty much for the most, a 9 a.m. opening to 2 p.m. You had that much time to do your 4 rides, which is very easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Even
this is really
if
a challenge. This
you
is
got in a really
game.
long line.
Yeah.
I mean, you had plenty of time.
Yeah.
You
This
didn't
is
need
super
to try to
exciting.
get lightning lanes or anything else to use. You just
Another thing that I love is, there is nothing like visiting all 4 parks in one day or even multiple. And if you're not the type that wants to stay till a closing,
right.
it was hard to do this.
Yes.
And to think of, again, I know you probably don't need all these examples, but this is, as we continue to go through some of these, it's so confusing.
Yeah.
And so we just want people to understand,
Yeah.
you now could be staying at Poly, and you just go to Magic Kingdom to ride Tron because you got the virtual queue. You immediately go to Epcot and you enjoy some Festival of the Arts here in January, because all this begins January 9th. And then you're done there around 2. You're like, you know what? I'd love to go to Hollywood. Let's see what's going on, or Animal Kingdom, and let's close out the night at Hollywood. Or we want to visit a couple of the parks with our park hopper, but we want to be back at the resort by like 6 p.m. and have dinner and enjoy a movie under the stars. And in the case of a Poly, just watch the fireworks or something
Yes.
from the beach. So this is a big deal.
Yes, it is.
I think this is so much bigger of a deal than park reservations ever was.
I completely agree.
So I'm so excited for this. Number 3, there are some great deals in early 2024.
Woo-hoo.
They're going to continue. They're obviously not announcing deals after early 2024 yet. That'll come here soon enough. But Disney has been offering some really, really good resort rates. I mean,
Nice.
even here in December, we just booked December 7th for our Neil Patrick Harris night at All-Star Sports,
Okay.
because we don't need anything fancy.
Correct.
We just need a place to sleep for the night. $165 all in AP rate.
Nice.
That's low for what we've been seeing
Yes.
lately. Early 2024, annual pass holders can save up to 35% on resort rooms.
Nice.
Now, up to
Oh yeah.
means up to.
That means your deluxe.
Yeah, that's
you
your
can
deluxe.
Save 35.
You're gonna drop to about 30% for moderates.
Yep.
25% for values.
Yep.
Florida residents can save up to 30%. Again,
Okay.
that's their top. Anybody can save on select Disney Resort hotels right here in the new year. Save on up to 25% on most stays on Sunday through Thursday. And a lot
That
of
makes
out-of-state
sense.
folks are traveling during the week.
Correct.
That's going to begin January 9th, and it's going to run through February 22nd, but you have to book by December 15th of this year.
okay.
You can save up to 30% on most nights, February 25th through March 24th, when you book by December 15th.
Okay. So, y'all, if you've got one of those coming up,
Yeah. Go ahead.
absolutely.
Get the quote and get it booked. U.S. military members can take advantage of great rates at select Disney Resort hotels in 2024, basically all the way through the entire year up to December 20th of
Nice.
2024.
Very nice.
So, and there's also some military ticket deals that are out there.
Awesome.
So just keep an eye out. And that is one, again, Main Street Magic Travel. Check them out. And as Rhonda mentioned earlier, if you're thinking, I want to travel to Disney World in 2024, I love these facts. I want to go and just say March, and I want to save up to 30%, but I just don't have the money for it right now. You can put down a $200 deposit. It's going to lock in whatever that deal is.
Yep.
Because they will go up.
Yes, they will.
And then you can you're making no interest payments
Correct.
up until 30 days before your trip leading up to it. So you
Yep.
have time to budget. You have time to pay it off.
Yep.
If you still think, you know what, I want to get it in the books, I want to plan for after March 24th when the deals are running, you can still go ahead and book with that $200 deposit. If a deal comes out that is better than your rack room rate, Chuck or Amy will contact you
Yep.
and let you know, and they will make sure that you save on it.
Yes.
If you book it yourself, one, you don't realize that they dropped rates, so you just miss out on the savings. Two, you realize it, and then you got to deal with calling and
Yep.
Disney yourself
Yes.
and spending a lot of time on the phone
Yep.
instead of having one of our agents do it for you
Yes.
instead. All right, let's move on to number 2. New and improved attractions, experiences, resorts. If you didn't travel in 2023, you might have missed Tron.
Yep.
At Magic Kingdom.
Mhm.
It's time to get out and see that.
Yes.
You might have missed Moana, Journey of Water. I should say Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, over at Epcot.
Okay.
And coming here soon is Luminous, the Symphony of Us, the new nighttime fireworks
Woo.
show and display at Epcot. If you missed out on those, it's a good time to see them in 2024.
Yes, it is.
We've got a few things coming where we do not have specific dates, but all have been told will be coming in 2024.
Oh.
What are
okay.
some of those?
Well, say goodbye to the old Country Bear Jamboree because there is going to be a new Country Bear Jamboree
Yeah.
that is still going on if you are going anytime soon. If you
We
want
need
to
to catch it.
the old one.
Because
Yep.
Disney could just like that
They
be like,
sure
hey, you got a
could.
week left or
Yep.
something before we're closing it for however many months
Yep.
for this refurb. This should be one. So they're basically redoing it. They're going to redo the storyline and they're going to redo it where the Country Bears will be singing Disney classic tunes. Right. So
That'll be cool.
it should be really, really cool.
That'll be neat.
I would hope that this is one that takes a lot more work on the back end than it does on closure and refurbing and reskinning the front end. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm hoping
Reskinning.
right now they're already recording all the songs. You know, hopefully they're already working on programming animatronics. They've already got the plans to get in there and redo whatever they need to and fix some things and whatever. So I'm hoping that this won't be a lengthy downtime, but this is supposed to come in 2024.
Okay.
Also coming in 2024, if you're a huge Ahsoka fan, she is coming to Star Tours.
Ooh, that'll be neat to see.
So all new scenes in Star Tours
I'll have to
coming
take
to you
Rob.
in 2024. Plus, we have the complete retheming, reskinning of Splash Mountain. What is coming? I'm guessing late 2024.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking December,
Very last minute.
December
Yeah,
30th,
right?
December 30th, 2024. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully sooner than that. But Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So that is completely the same track that Splash Mountain was, but obviously completely different theming.
I'm so excited for that.
Me too.
I would assume that we're going to get a summer 2024 release.
I hope so because I think they could totally try to get you wet, just
Yeah.
like, or more wet or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah, because we don't often see holiday openings for things like this.
Yeah.
There's already enough going on.
No, I know. I was kidding about that.
We
but-
also get, and we have very limited info, but we are hinted that it will be in 2024, Pirates of the Caribbean Tavern
Nice.
in Adventureland.
That's going to be super
We assume is
exciting.
going into Tortuga Tavern.
Let's
It's the
hope.
ultimate spot for it.
Yeah.
This is super duper exciting.
Yes.
So another reason. Now, I understand that these don't have specific dates. So for some of these, if you were planning and you're like, I want to experience all these, you're probably better on the later end, fourth quarter,
Yeah.
to make sure that you can catch them. Polynesian, all new DVC Tower will be opening in 2024,
Wow.
along with brand new, for the first time ever, DVC cabins at Fort Wilderness. They've already started tearing down some of the old ones,
Oh.
or I guess removing them.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see them on eBay or something. Will one
Very
fit in our
sad.
backyard?
No.
That would be amazing.
That would be.
like if you just had some money to spend.
I wish we could buy it and take it to my parents and then yes.
Oh, and put it on their property? How cool would that be?
They have room.
I know. Gosh, that would be so cool.
That would be the best
All right,
ever.
let them know that's what we want for Christmas.
Okay. I will.
But yeah, but those are coming, and
So they're taking them all out, correct?
I don't believe they're replacing every last one of them. I think we're still going to have some standard cash rooms. I believe, but
Okay.
then they are putting in a whole bunch of these DVC ones.
Client of mine was asking,
Yeah.
and I was like, I don't know, but Jeremy knows all.
And we do partner with Total DVC. So what this is going to look like, we have no idea with these opening, and being able to reserve them and all that. You should still be able to pay cash for either of these, cash rate and all. We'll
Right.
see. But again, you can go through Chuck or Amy. They can either work with Total DVC or they'll be able to book it on their own, whatever's there. So those are all really, really exciting reasons to get back in 2024, especially for things like Magic Kingdom, where you have Tron now and you've got the Country Bears updating and Tiana's Bayou Adventure, Pirates Tavern, things like that. But we left number one, I think, is the best for last. And I don't know if anybody knows what direction we're heading, but what is an amazing reason that I think we would be willing to debate with many, many people that you should book a trip for 2024.
Because the magic is still there.
It is.
It's always there.
It is.
And I was just going to say, too, like all those, too. But, and my number one reason, too, is, the magic's still there. But, just like we're about to do Jollywood nights, and the parties. Like, I look forward to, year after year, that there's going to be a Halloween party. That there's going to be a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, and then Mickey's Very Merry Christmas party. And now there's a Jollywood nights at Hollywood. And that's the one other thing I've said, that Hollywood is, to me, like the best to visit at Christmas after Magic, because Magic is
before Magic. Sorry. Christmas on Main Street and Magic Kingdom is you cannot individually beat. But a park as a whole, I would do Hollywood Studios.
Oh.
If you're talking park as a whole,
Okay.
for the holiday Christmas season.
Ooh, you
Hollywood Studios number 1, Epcot number 2,
Really?
Magic Kingdom number 3, Animal Kingdom number 4.
Oh, I think
Epcot is the festival of the holidays.
Debates going on.
Oh, you 100% will. But but as Rhonda mentioned, we also have all new announced after hours at the parks. They're still doing the after hours events outside of these themed ones like Jollywood Nights for the holiday season. But there are all these wonderful things that are going on, and this is where, yes, we could debate anybody's individual experience or their trip or whatever it is about whether the magic is still there or not. I can tell you, as folks that go as often as we do, and this has nothing to do with going as often as we do. Sure, we do have friends at Disney, and they're always magical, and I get that. You would hope your friends are. But outside of those, there are hundreds and thousands of Disney cast members and people that we have never met when we go visit, and they're still creating magic. Whether it's a cast member, it's a guest.
Yep.
It's just... We mentioned last episode, there was nothing like meeting that family from Nottingham.
Yes,
on
was so
the
cool.
bus, coming from
They were
music
so
and going
nice.
to Epcot.
Yeah.
Like those types of things are still there outside of everything that we just mentioned.
Yep.
It is still a destination and a vacation that's like no other.
Yeah.
And, it's one of those two. The magic is there if you allow it to be.
100%.
I'm not saying you're going to have a bad... You're not going to have possibly a negative interaction at some point, whether it is with a cast member or a guest. It's all how you respond to it and deal with it. If you want it to ruin your entire vacation, that's on you. That's not on Disney. That's not on the cast member. That's not on the guest. So go have a magical time. Look for the magic moments.
Be nice to cast members.
Be nice to cast members.
And by the way, our Christmas shirts are on sale right now.
They are on sale right now, all weekend. We do have our Be Nice to Cast Members holiday edition. We got a great Star Wars Dashing Through the Snow design. We have Let It Snope.
Yes.
And my favorite, I think, is our Scott Calvin design, which is wonderful. So all those are out there, and there's a holiday edition of our Main Street Magic craft logo.
Yes.
So you can go get those right now, mainstreetshirts.com. Go ahead and order them so you can get them in time for your holiday trip.
I'll be wearing mine tomorrow.
Yes, we will both be wearing our holiday Be Nice to Cast Member
Yes.
shirts as we head down tomorrow. So, which will be
Yay.
today by the time you hear this.
Oh, yeah.
But we are super excited to check out Jollywood Nights, the very first opening night. So we will bring you all of that information on the next review.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Yes. And we promise to be open and honest.
Yes.
But this is one of we're having a great conversation on Twitter with a couple folks. One of those being Daniel Miller.
Aw.
And we were just saying, like, man, it is such a cost, and there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of fear from people that are like, All right, first of all, it's sold out. How busy is it going to be?
Correct.
It's their first one.
Correct.
So they need to figure out how to maintain those crowds based on what's available. There are so many food and drink offerings that it's going to be super interesting to see how those lines are handled. There's, what's it going to be like to get into the Tip Top Club?
Right.
Down there in the garden of Hollywood Tower Hotel. You can't cram everyone in there at once. The Brown Derby Lounge one has a virtual queue walk-up list. So they are maintaining that. So it's going to be very, very interesting.
Makes me nervous.
But it was one of the things I responded. I was like, one of the reasons that we go to something like that on an opening night is like not to be first.
Right.
We don't care about being first. There are so many awesome sites out there that have a huge team, and they will take photos and give reviews of every food item, every drink item, every meet and greet, every single experience. We can't do that.
Right.
And we don't want to.
Right.
So we like to go not to be first, but to just be honest. So we're going to go opening night so we can hopefully get a review to all the folks that get to go on the 18th, I believe is the next party. And then the couple after. And, but what I was saying to them was like, I already know it's going to be an amazing time.
Yes.
Because we're going to make it an amazing time.
Yep. We're going to
be there with
dressed
awesome
up,
friends.
Fun.
Yep.
Getting
dressed up.
Yep.
We're going with Lucy and Caleb. I already know a lot of other of our friends that will be there that we hope to connect with and run into. So we already know it's going to be an amazing night, but we'll let you know if the offerings and the accessibility to those offerings are worth the price of it.
Yes.
So this was my little spiel for the day.
Okay.
So I was so excited though.
Yeah, me too.
And at least it doesn't start till 8:30, so it will be cooler because I will be head to toe suit. And you're not so much, but you do have a jacket.
A very heavy fur coat.
Faux fur, I hope.
I don't know, man. It
It's
was from my
faux fur.
grandmother.
Oh my.
And I did.
Nobody throw red drinks or anything at Rhonda.
I did work out, or
It's
not
from her
work out.
grandma, people.
I did think that my grandmother could possibly have been born in the 1920s. Even like me in the 70s.
Yeah.
But she's not.
Oh.
Because my mom, if I did the math correctly, and you can help me, and you can get a calculator if you want, but my mom
is currently two of the least.
Listen, my mom is 70.
Okay.
My grandmother was 18 years older.
Okay, so that
would make her 88
years ago. So 88 years ago.
But minus 1923, 2023 is 1935.
Right, your mom's currently, you said, what? Your mom's currently what?
70.
70. Okay.
That would have made my grandmother 88.
Okay, so 2023, yeah.
Minus 88.
Minus 88, she would have been born in 1935.
That's what I said,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
1935. Yeah.
That's still
so
the 20s,
I did
30s.
the math
That's
correct.
still the glitz and glamour. But I don't think she got this coat when she was a baby. I think she got it when she was a newborn.
I think she did.
They swaddled her in this thing.
Yeah.
As people protested outside. I don't think they protested in the 20s and 30s about fur coats. Now,
Maybe
can we
it's
look
her
at,
grandmother.
Can we look at what it's made out of?
Why?
Because people are going to yell at you. They're going to throw red drinks at you.
Nuh-uh.
I hope that they check red paint at the door. Hopefully that can't get through security.
This is my grandmother's.
It is her grandmother's who has passed, and she has passed away. So
she's in heaven.
Yes. So don't throw things at Rhonda.
It is not
PETA, we're going to show up in PETA's outside
no.
protesting because they listen to this episode now.
Oh.
It is going to be fun. Can we get in with our fake contraband, our cigars, and you have those?
I have the thing, but I need
cigarette.
a fake cigarette, or I could take a real cigarette. You just can't light it.
Well, that's true.
I just need a cigarette.
Okay. Well, now anybody who smokes, if you can go ahead and hook us up here. Can you get one of the candy ones?
I don't know that they have those anymore.
Do you remember? So they made the two kinds. So I hated the ones because they were dumb. The ones there was literally just a stick of sugar, and then they just brushed the end with a little bit of red.
Yeah.
It looked nothing like a cigarette.
Correct.
Right? But do you remember the ones that I believe it was filled with gum, and it was wrapped in paper, and it had like a powdered sugar or something in it, so you actually could blow on the cigarette and it would puff out the front like the sugary substance. It looked like smoke.
Oh, okay. No,
And you were the coolest kid on the block.
I do not remember that.
Yep. You could take them and roll them up in your sleeve like they did in Greece in the 50s.
Yeah.
They used to roll their cigarette packs up in their white T-shirts. That's what well, that wouldn't fit the timeline.
Oh yeah.
Anywho, very excited for that. So we'll bring you all the info though.
Yep.
Yeah. But That's it. That's it for the top 10 reasons you should visit Walt Disney World in 2024. There are definitely a lot more, but
Yes.
go ahead and reach out to Chuck or Amy at mainstmagictravel.com. It is a free quote. Not only is the quote free, them booking it is 100% free to you. It costs you
Yes.
nothing. And in return, you get to support a small business.
Yay.
Who doesn't want to do that, right?
Yes.
Very, very simple.
I hope.
Tell your friends, tell your family about not only this podcast, but mainstmagictravel.com if they're looking to travel not only to Disney, Universal, anywhere in the world. Cruises. Check them out.
Biltmore.
Yeah, let's see if they can book us at the Biltmore. We're going to go there next year, right?
Yes,
So
I'd
we're
like
thinking about.
to.
All right. Anyways, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate it. If you want to get these brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday, and why wouldn't you? Go ahead and go ahead and subscribe. Stay to the end of this episode, and we will let you hear the shenanigans that started the episode. But until then, go ahead, and we would be super thankful if you could leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda. What are you doing?
Hey, guys.
We have to do it again now. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let me start again. Seriously?
Sorry.
Why do you have the giggles?
I don't know.
All right. Compose yourself, woman. You want me to start all the way?
No. I can just say, hey, guys, right?
Yeah. I don't think you can. Now you're going to make me laugh for no reason. All right.
Hey, guys.
That was a weird one.
No, it wasn't.
A little bit. I'll try it just one more time. Let me just do the other part. I'll just do it again.
Hey, guys.
You're doing it so fast.
No, I'm not.
It's a little different. All right.
You're a little different.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda. Come on. You need a take two?
I don't know why I'm laughing.
You need a Snickers?
I just ate.
Okay.
Okay. Hey.
Do you really need a minute?
No, I shouldn't. Okay.
All right.
Hey, guys. That was weird.
I have a pre-recorded one I can just throw in there, to be honest, if I have to. What's wrong with you today?
Don't know. Hey, guys. What?
I'll just put the pre-recorded one in. Right. Don't look at me. Look the other direction. All right. Come on, man. At least we don't have to pick up Lacey now.
Why
We got 2 hours. All right. It's still going.
I don't know.
You should take a lap.
No. That's weird.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You're like a child. What are you doing?
I'm not a child.
Why are you checking our bag with cables now?
Because
For
I don't
no
know.
reason. Oh my goodness.
All
All right. There are too many distractions in this office, I will say that.
Yeah.
What is all this stuff? All right.
I don't know. It's your stuff. What? What are you doing? I'm crying over here.
I see that. Are you going to be able to go into what we're talking about? Do you even know?
We're talking about why you should visit 2024.
Why you should visit 2024?
Visit
where?
Disney.
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which Disney?
Disney World.
Good.
Disney World.
All right.
How'd she used to say it?
Yes. That's how Kaylin said it.
Disney Lord. That's how
I
she
think she
said
did
it.
say that. She did say that.
We're going to Disney Lord. Why don't you
We
get rid of things?
It's like having a 2-year-old in Toys R Us right now. Oh, I should pause or mute that.
Mhm.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been ready. I was born ready.
Oh, you were born something. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein. Just take 5. Hold on.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.